Many of the movies released in this grim Hollywood summer have had tough roads on their way to opening, but no saga has been quite as convoluted as the one surrounding Tulip Fever, which opens in theaters at last on Friday, nearly 2 decades after the film rights to the British novel upon which it is based became a hot commodity. Eventually filmed in 2014, test-screened later that year, and then shuffled around the release schedule at least 3 times, Tulip Fever began to get attention, not for its starry cast or prestigious literary source material, but distinct vibe of being unwanted. As Kyle Buchanan wrote in New York Magazine earlier this month, when the film's release had been once again pushed back by a week, has there ever been a film as enjoyably cursed as Tulip Fever? But for Alison Owen, the producer who first shopped around the rights to Deborah Mogich's novel and has stuck by the project for 17 years, Tulip Fever is still her baby. Albeit one old enough to go off to college. And the drumbeat of critical disdain surrounding Tulip Fever, largely from people who haven't seen it but are baffled by its release date woes, drove her to write an op-ed for the Huffington Post in her film's defense. It's the first time the producer, whose credits include Shaun of the Dead and Saving Mr. Banks, has felt the need to stand up for her own film so publicly. "I've never written a letter like that before, because it has the feeling of the lady doth protest too much about it, and sometimes that can be a bad thing," she said on the phone from a vacation in Italy, just before heading into production on the Dirty Rotten Scoundrels remake titled Nasty Women, with Anne Hathaway and Rebel Wilson. "With Tulip, I really had a sense of it not getting its just desserts. It being a precious jewel of a film that I know people would love and enjoy if they got to see it. The easiest angle for people to settle on is that there's a problem with it. And that's not true, and that's not fair.